the deal? It's the real, and welcome to the What's Your Perspective podcast, an open-ended podcast that welcomes all perspective. I'm a bit of a controversial person, so the conversations could really go either way with me, especially because I'm here basically talking to myself. Well, not basically, I am. But honestly, I just love conversations that are able to shift, perspectives that are able to shift, okay? Open to it all. So, I'm going to get into pop culture and entertainment. So, I'm going to talk about TV shows and I'm going to talk about movies right now. So, the shows I'm going to talk about are Black Cake, Raising Kanan, Rap Shit, and Baddies. Yeah, Baddies. And then the movies I'm going to talk about are Beyonce's movie and Thanksgiving. Get into it. So first, I'm just going to talk about Black Cake Season 1. It's on Hulu. It's probably the best show that I'm watching right now. Just being 100% transparent. It really is the best show I'm watching right now. It's basically about a woman who hides her identity from her kids and her family and everybody else that she knows. So from everyone until she dies, and then she leaves a hard drive for her adult kids to listen to. Right. So I don't want to spoil it in case somebody goes to watch it, but it really is a 10 out of 10. Once again, it's the best storyline out right now. I know Ghost and the whole Power Book series is playing right now. Raising Kanan is out right now, and I am gonna talk about that. But Black Cake, I need to read the book, because Black Cake is a really good show. Especially the fact that she was able to hide all that is crazy. But I also had to think about when this woman was born. She was born in 1947, and her kids are millennials. Her kids are 30. They're probably mid-30s, 33 and 35. She got 2 kids, a boy and a girl. It's just crazy. She ends up having a whole nother kid because she was molested. She ends up finding her childhood lover. They were together when they were 16, I believe. She got married off because, mind you, it's the 40s. And she's from Jamaica on top of that, and she's mixed. She's Chinese and Jamaican. Beautiful girl. But I just think it's crazy. It's a really, really, really good series. A bunch of twists and turns. And I know it's only one book, but I do hope that they come out with a season 2. So yeah, 8 episodes in the season. I highly anticipated season 2. I put somebody onto it and they're hooked, instantly hooked. So I really do hope that they come out with another season. Yeah, it was a crazy show, but it was really, really good. I'm happy that her childhood friend Bunny got to meet her kids in the future and also got to live out their dreams. That's probably an amazing feeling. I can't wait till me and my friends live out our dreams and are able to tell our kids about it. Yeah, I love that storyline. It's really a great show. So moving on to Raising Kanan, which is a Ghost Power Book spinoff. I actually haven't watched Power all the way, so some of the references I don't get, but I do watch all of the spinoffs. The spinoffs are goated. It's just too many seasons in Ghost. I don't have enough time to be going back and watching all that. But Ghost is great. Force season 1 was boo-boo. Force season 2 was good, and I don't watch not Ghost. I don't watch Ghost the spinoff. But Power, I got to season 3. It was just too much. Everybody tells me to go back and watch it, but it was just too much. But regardless, Raising Kanan, best show in Power Universe. Best show in Power Universe. 8.5 out of 10 for season 3 so far. It's only got 3 episodes right now, so season 3, episode 3. Honestly, I just can't believe that Rocky fucking the ops. I know she's out of the game, but you can never really be out of the game. Let's be for real. Let's get that straight. You can't never really be out of the game. But it's the fact that she's fucking the ops right now. Why would you do that? And I feel that is so cliche, bro. I hate that 50 put that in there, because why would you do that? I feel that really demasculates Rock and everything that she worked for. Why would you let her fuck Joey Badass? Seriously. Why would you have her have sex with that man? For real. And then they got caught up together. And now he's taking her plug or her previous plug because she's out the game. Like, bro, that is so cliche to me. That is so bold. I don't like that. I wish I could rewrite. I need a rewrite. Run it back. Like, no. That really did blow me. And then that will also, if that was my mother, that would make me lose respect for her because she's a drug lord, bro. She's a drug lord. And you got in the opps. Come on, 50. Be for real. Or the writers. I need to take it up with somebody because I'm pissed. But whatever. That's neither here nor there. It's a great show. I'm really looking forward to see what happens. Episode 3 at the end, they kill homie. I forgot her name, but they killed the cop. The cop is dead. The female cop. Kanan's dad's partner. And they killed her father because like he was doing drugs and stuff like that. Basically like you die how you started, essentially, alone. At least he got to see his grandsons like christening. That was cute. And that was good, but I just wonder what's gonna happen to Rock Brother. I really need to like learn. I'm just horrible with people names in general in the world. So I'm not finna learn characters' names. Just being completely honest. But a face, I never forget a face. Know that. But yeah, so overall, as of right now, 8.5 out of 10 for Raising Kanan, season 3, episode 3. It's been good so far. It's only been a few episodes, but I cannot wait till the next one. So next up we got Rap Shit. It's Issa Rae show, or it's one of Issa Rae shows. Issa Rae and the City Girls are like executive producers. And honestly, girl, when y'all had that man set himself on fire, committing arson on himself, I understand. Let me not play because that is serious. And I feel like that is really reflective of the industry. I feel like a lot of people get put in these situations and it's so much pressure on them to be a certain way that they feel like they have to take their lives. I feel like he's going to live through it. And I feel like he's going to want to be with Shauna. The only reason I remember Shauna's name is because she's so irritating. Like, I do not like her as a character. I hope Miami nor JT is like that in real life. Because that would blow me. That would irritate me. She's so annoying to me. But whatever. That's neither here nor there. I really hope that Lord AK is okay. I hope that he lives. And they did hint at the fact that he is alive. So yeah, I hope that he's alive and they can continue to tour. But honestly, the reason why I gave it a 7 out of 10 right now, I think it's season 2, episode 6 right now. And I don't like that Lamont is trying to stand on business now that Mia wouldn't let him come to LA. And I knew Mia was gonna get caught up. Like, that's why I'm like, girl, you trying to do so much. Like, all these in these cities be knowing each other anyways, but they're in the industry. Baby, you gonna get caught up. You should have just picked the one you liked the most. Like, you was way better off doing that. Way better off. But yeah, I feel like it's a really good show. I don't know. I feel like it deserves an 8. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I like Rap Shit. I really like Rap Shit. It's a good show. And I can't wait to see if Lamont continues to stand on business. I can't wait to see what happens with Shauna and how all this is kind of affected her and how that's going to affect her music and how that's going to affect the tour if they end up going back on tour. But something that I also found super crazy was the fact that Chastity people out here dropping pimps. But she shouldn't have did that. She shouldn't have ran up on all them people and ran the prostitutes out they, respective areas. I don't feel like that was right. I get it, it's street shit, but she could have said something first because you look dumb. Now you don't got no tooth. Now your tooth knocked out, babe. Now your tooth's knocked out, babes. Like, come on. It's a lose-lose for you. And then they dropped him. Now they're gonna come after Chastity straight, just right off the bat because they know it was her. Like, it's a good show. Y'all should watch it if y'all haven't watched it already. I know that was like a lot of spoilers, but yeah. 8 out of 10 so far. I really like Rap Shit. Okay. So now let's get into Baddies, the reality show that everybody is just over. I'm over it too. So, as a person that didn't watch Bad Girls Club growing up, excuse me, as a person that didn't watch Bad Girls Club growing up and has watched it like as an adult, I liked Bad Girls Club before. Like, I liked original baddies, the original baddies that was on Oxygen. Like, I feel like they had a purpose. They actually go out and do stuff. This just gives the life of Jada Waiter, like a party promoter's or a club promoter's life, day in the life. All y'all do is fight, get drunk, and get high. Like, just smoke weed, drink Casamigos, and fight each other. Literally. That's so lame to me. And I feel like there are a lot of people on the cast that are probably actually really cool people. But nobody gets to see that, especially this season, because, like, y'all are literally just fighting. Y'all are antagonizing them so that they continue to fight. It was cute when they, when go-kart racing and stuff. That was cool. But I just need more of a storyline. Like, I need Natalie to put everybody in one house. I need Natalie to give them things to do so that it's fun. Like, I'm bored watching this, and I'm pissed off on top of that because they don't do anything. Like, they literally don't do anything but fight, and I'm about to unsubscribe. No, I want to unsubscribe from Zoo so bad, but I like Jocelyn's Cabaret. And honestly, this season of Jocelyn Cabaret was weird. So it's just a lot. Like, it's just a lot. But yeah, original Bad Girls Club is definitely topping this. This is like a ghetto, real ghetto version. It's like watching Pretty Girl Fight Club, and all of y'all are not even cute. That's what bothers me even more. But neither here nor there. 0 out of 10. Like, honestly, I feel like Natalie could do so much better. But people just love to watch pretty girls fight. Like, that's annoying. I don't like that for y'all. I don't like that. I just don't like this show anymore. Like, at first, I was like, okay, cool. Because I didn't watch the first season, but I watched it, like, when Low London was on there. Because I had went back and watched her season. You know, I watched the suggested seasons that people told me to. She was cool on her season. Same, you know, when she got older. So, I liked seeing Low London. I like seeing Krishan. Like, I like seeing those people because they actually added depth to the show. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, but you know what? I'll give y'all a 1 out of 10 because I like the confessional looks this season. Loving the confessional looks. Yeah, even Rolly's eating. I like these confessional looks. Sky, Camilla, Anna, Scotty eating up the confessional looks. I love them. But other than that, 1 out of 10. Y'all got that brownie point for the cute looks. But that's it. That's all. Yeah, it's just bad TV with bullies. Yeah. Okay, so now let's get into the movies. Okay, so I love going to the movies, and I love going to the movies in person. So yeah, like the actual theater. Let's get into the Beyonce movie. 12 out of 10. This movie was so motivational, and this woman is seriously a director. She is a director. Like, you can see her vision. It's just amazing watching the artistry of somebody and watching it come to life. Like, I really, really admire that. I really like that. Yeah, I really like the film as a whole, and I like that she also spotlighted the people that actually create the tour. The people, like, she highlighted the little people, essentially. Like, that's my perspective on that. Like, she highlighted the little people, and I really appreciate that. It was really, really motivational, especially with her talking about her daughter, talking about Blue Ivy and her struggles, and her only being 11 years old, and her stepping on the stage with her, and being confident enough to do so, even after seeing, like, hate comments. So I really, really like that for her. I love the film, but something that I did hear, I also love the fact that she's embracing her uncle. Rest in peace to him. she's embracing the fact that her uncle was a gay man growing up in the 50s in Houston. And I just really commend her for highlighting his struggles and being able to incorporate people from the LGBTQ community into this entire project and into the Renaissance as a whole. Like, the Renaissance is about like rebirth, and being able to highlight the fact that people can be who they are no matter what. I really like this film. Like, it was a great film. It was a great message. It was really motivational. And yeah, she's a great director. But something that I did see on the internet was the rationale behind why Beyonce was being criticized so heavily. Because I'm like, this is amazing. This is an amazing film. I don't know why people are being so critical of it. Like, what's going on? So I looked into it farther, and I also watched the Don't Call Me White Girl podcast, and that gave me a little bit more information on it. So it ends up, obviously, when you drop a movie, you try to drop the movie in every country, translate, stuff like that. So it turns out that Beyonce is being criticized due to her Renaissance concert film being screened in Israel. And we all know what's going on in Israel right now. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. So it obviously released on December 1st. The film by Beyonce documents her creation of her 2022 album and record-breaking tour. However, pro-Palestine fans are unhappy that the movie will be shown in Israeli cinemas. So, honestly, my perspective on that is that you can't expect people, especially people of that caliber, to be involved in politics so heavily to the fact where they just, advocate at large like that. But, because me personally, I would never expect my favorite, like, celebrity or whatever to be politicking like that. But I do expect for people to be human. And the fact that Beyonce has a family and she's a mother, and the fact that people in Gaza, it's literally, at this point, it's only women and children, because the age is like, it's 35. Like, I forgot what it's called. I feel like I'm just blanking, but like the life expectancy in Gaza is like 35 years old, and there's literally only like women and children there as a majority at this point. So it's just crazy to me that she doesn't sympathize with those people and at least show her support in that way. Because honestly, like, let's be honest, who in Gaza is worried about seeing the Beyonce movie and they're fighting for their lives? It doesn't really make sense to me. So I do see where everyone is coming from, because who's worried about that? If I was Israeli, if I was Palestinian, why the would I be worried about that? Baby, I'm worried about living. I'm worried about making it to the next day. I'm worried about where my next meal's gonna come from. I'm worried about not being bombed. So yeah, I see where all of them are coming from, and I understand why people in Palestine and people that are pro-Palestine, me included, are upset by the fact that she dropped her movie in Israeli theaters, because the only people that can go see them are, for the most part, are Jewish, because they have the upper hand. They're not as, they don't have as limited, they have the freedom to go see a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so I understand, but overall, just going back to the film and the overall production, it was an amazing film. I suggest everybody go see it because of the fact that it was an amazing body of work. But I see where critics are coming from, and I understand, as a person that is pro-Palestine and, again, free Palestine, that you shouldn't, you know what's going on in the world. Like seriously, like, you're not, come on, you know what's going on in the world. So and same thing with Drake. Drake is Jewish. He hasn't came out with any comments about anything yet. And I get why, because he's Jewish and people are going to come for his head. But I don't know. It's really is hard when you politicking, but I don't think this is about politics at this point. I just think it's about right versus wrong, especially because a lot of Jews have resources, especially because they got an $8 million funding from Joe Biden, our United States president. So yeah, that's just my perspective. Yeah, great film though. 12 out of 10. So last but not least, I'm gonna get into Thanksgiving. I know I am super duper late. Thanksgiving obviously came out around Thanksgiving, so it came out like three-ish weeks ago. It was a good movie. It wasn't it was kind of unexpected because I thought the killer was gonna be the main character's boyfriend, but it was actually the police officer, like the chief or whatever. So I definitely expected for it to be him. I definitely didn't expect for it to be him. So it was a really good movie though. It was funny. It was really comedic, and I feel like you need comedic relief in scary movies like that. So yeah, it was good. It was basically like a really ironic like movie. Like I feel like the writers played on irony a lot, especially because they had like the stereotypical black guy with the blonde girl and blue eyes, like with the blonde girl with the blue eyes. Like yeah, it was a good movie though. I give it like a solid like 7.5, 8 out of 10. It was good. It was a good movie. But yeah, that's all I have for pop culture and entertainment today. I'm gonna pass it to myself to get into music. Okay, so now for music. So before I get all the way into music and my perspective on the albums that dropped this week, along with my top 5 underrated artists right now, I just want to get into some news. So first and foremost, I just want to talk about Frank Ocean and how Frank Ocean is on the internet. When I saw Frank Ocean's on the internet, I said, oh my God, excuse me? Frank Ocean's on the internet? Frank Ocean, what? I seen that Frank Ocean was active on like his Instagram stories and stuff like that over the past few weeks. And he hinted at dropping some music. Yeah, I need that. And I need that today. Because I think the last drop I heard from him was like Dear April or something like that. And that just didn't do it for me. It didn't. Dear April, whatever, it didn't do it for me. And it came in like a Spanish version. It didn't do it for me. I saw the hint at the drop actually on TikTok. I didn't even see it on his story, but I saw somebody repost it. I didn't really get to listen to it, but I hope it's true. I hope he's coming out of hiding after 5, 6, 7+ years. I need a tape. I need it. I just need it. Anything Frank Ocean, I need it. Yeah. So next I want to get into Brent Faiyaz's recent album that he just dropped. It's called Larger Than Life. I honestly, this is my favorite project from him. Honestly, this is my favorite project from him. 10 out of 10. No, 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is crazy, but 9 out of 10. No skips. He really got a 9.5. This was the best album I feel like he's ever dropped. Like this album was amazing. Even the skips, even the skits that he had on there was heat. Cause it's just funny to me, especially like going to the DMV, like having friends in the DMV. Like it was just so funny listening to the skit with the girl. She was like, "You're not even getting no more shit. You're a champ. You champ ass." I was crying. I'm like, she really playing him on this skit. But yeah, other than that, it was a great body of work. It was 14 songs, including, songs and skits. My favorite song on the album was Upset. Banger. Absolute banger. I might use that for a vlog or something. Like, I love that song. I just love Brent. But no, this album, unbiasedly, this album really was thorough. Like, I love with this album. Yeah, and nobody's talking about it. Like, that's another thing. I haven't seen anybody talk about this album, like, at all. But yeah, I don't know why nobody's talking about it. But moving on from that, last but not least, I want to talk about Big Scar and Gucci's label is 1017. As we all know, Big Scar passed away a few years ago. Rest in peace to him. I just want him to be able to rest. Like, being completely honest, I want him to be able to rest. Because, baby, they keep dropping music for him. And I get it. Like, there are some artists that really do have, like, highly anticipated tapes and highly anticipated drops. I'm not saying that Big Scar's not one of them. I'm just saying that a single, okay. But 1017 has dropped, as a label, they have dropped 3 consecutive projects. They dropped 2 projects in 2023 and 1 project in 2022, I believe. They've dropped 3 projects since this man has passed away. And it's just like, let him rest. I understand, like I said, if it was a single. I understand if it was something real highly anticipated, like Juice WRLD. He has some really highly anticipated drops, some bangers, some banging features. And XXXTentacion, he had some fire features that was tucked. We was waiting years for him. We didn't have that from Big Scar, and that's fine. Like, he's a quality artist. I with him personally. I listen to his music. I love whenever he made music with Enchanted, his best friend. Like, I love that man music. But it's like, let the dead rest. Like, seriously. Like, let the dead rest. Like, seriously. And they recently just dropped one of the albums I'm referring to. Like, 1017 dropped it. They dropped it either last week or the week prior to. It was like either December 1st or like November 27th, something like that. Let that man rest. Like, for real. Let that man rest. Good music, but let that man rest. So, now let's get into this week's album releases. So, this past week, Nicki Minaj, TayB, HitKidd, and Samuel Shabazz dropped projects, okay? So, just to start off with the highly anticipated Pink Friday 2 that Nicki Minaj dropped. I don't know. I just honestly did expect more because of the fact that it was so highly anticipated. I don't know. And I'm not a bar by any means, but I'm also not a hater. So with that being said, I do give the Pink tape a solid 8 out of 10. Solid 8 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I liked the tape. I feel like it was thorough. And I also feel like she was very open on this tape. Just talking about, like, her experience with Papa Bear and, like, being a mother and being a rapper also. And dealing with, like, other personal issues in her life a few times throughout the tape. I respect that, but I still, like I said, it was a good album, but I don't think it was the absolute best it could have been. And I also feel like it was a timing thing. Like, she dropped it. She pushed it back again after Lil Wayne. It didn't really have any marketing behind it. She just dropped it. Like, same thing with, like, the City Girls. Y'all just drop tapes and expect for y'all name to sell records. Baby, it don't work like that. And yes, you are Nicki Minaj. Love that for you. But you still have to do more to push yourself. Push whatever you do. Market whatever you do. But once again, back to the work. I don't know. It was an 8 out of 10. It was good. It was a good album. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a good album. But yeah, my personal favorite song was between Falling For You or Let Me Calm Down. J. Cole had the best feature on that album. I'm very surprised at Future because I thought that he was gonna top shit. But of course, J. Cole came in clutch talking that shit. Bars. Yeah. Coming up after that is HitKidd. HitKidd, actually, I gave him an 8.5 out of 10 for this album, for Renegade. It was a turnt tape. It was all bars. It really gave summer album in all, like, I think it was like 24, 25 songs. Yeah. This was it. If it would have dropped in the summer, I feel like it would have been more of a banger. Like, he got hella summer anthems on there, but you know, summer 2024 is on. Because Section is my favorite song on that album. So y'all gonna see me this. That's all I'm gonna be singing, okay? Yeah, they were talking that shit. And I really do respect the fact that HitKidd maintains his relationships with the people that he came up with. He's still dropping tapes with Glow, Azalea, K Carbon, Glitter Gloss. Like, I respect the fact that he's doing it for the girls, for one. And on top of that, he's staying true to, you know, who he came up with. Like, I really do respect that. Especially because he's a dude. Like, I don't know. I feel like talent isn't subject to a race or a gender. Talent is talent. But I like that he highlights it and he knows the value in maintaining his relationship with them girls, because they are fire. I love them. I wish they was a girl group. Moving on to Samuel Shabazz's album, I Changed My Mind. I gave it a solid 7 out of 10. Unlike the majority of his other music, it was smoother. Like, this was a real smooth tape. I feel like he made this tape for the girls, made this tape for the and I love that. I really do love that, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, I feel like it was a quality tape. Yeah. I like this album. Well, I love that song that he did with Ray. I don't know. I feel like this album was also like a mix of like hood and bougie. Like, that's what it gave. Like, hood, bougie, like trying to step out and be a man type. Like, I don't know. Like, I like this album though. It was smooth. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Yeah, my favorite song in there was Bring Me Joy. So along with that, last but not least, was TayB's album One of None, and I also gave it a solid 7 out of 10. I feel like TayB's music is very consistent. Like, he drops bangers all the time. I feel like he has a really good ear for beats, really good ear for, you know, good producers. But I just need a little bit more from him, because I expect so much. Because I expect for songs he dropped to be bangers. Like, personally though, I feel like nothing is topping All Facts Lil, and nothing is also topping, hold on, because I forgot the name of that album. Nothing is topping Forever in My Bag. I really banger. Like, that album was a banger for sure. But All Facts Lil was a classic. 2017, he had me turning high school, I swear to God. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this was a smooth album, but I also feel like he dropped it just to drop because it's the end of the year. But I don't know. And on top of that, this was really an EP for real. Like, it was 8 songs on there. He already dropped like 3 or 4 of them in the summer, so it was already bops on there. But it's like, I like, for what? Like, you really dropped the EP. Enough. I'm not a hater. I really did like it, but I don't know. I feel like I need more from TayB. Like, and I also feel like he's underrated. Like, I don't know. Everybody got their song, but yeah. Yeah, so my favorite song on there was Water. Out of the songs that weren't released already. It was Water. Okay, so that was my perspective on the album drops for this week. Now I'm going to move on to my top 5 underrated artists right now. So first up is going to be Low Shimmy. He's a rapper coming straight out of Florida. And honestly, all I really got to say is Dog makes his own waffles at Waffle House, and he doesn't work there. What do you think the music sounds like? Like be for real. Be for real. Yeah, I don't know. So I really like his voice. That's one. And of course, like, he has a Florida accent, but it's just more to it. Like, it's gritty. Like, it's different. Like, that's just really all I gotta say about him. Like, he's different, but his bars is crazy. Like, he can rap, and he can run through shit too. So yeah, I really like him. I like his music, and it's crazy because all his friends are up. Like, he up too, I'm pretty sure, but all his friends are signed. Like, they in the NFL, they in the NBA. Like, I don't know how no one's picked him out. Like, what does he do? Like, he's not a rapper. He's not a basketball. I mean, he's not a football player. He's not a rapper. Like, where did he come from type? All his friends are, you know, do that. They play a sport. So I don't know why nobody picked him out yet, but let me put y'all on. My favorite song is Tina, Tap In. And the video turned on top of that. Okay, so next up is going to be Nilla All-In. She's a rapper coming straight out of LA. Which is actually really cool, like, seeing her perspective of trying to make it in her own city when people go there to make it. So yeah. She's actually one of my favorite artists on this list. She really doing it for the girlies. But I just feel like she does run every beat. Like she's one of them rappers she's one of those rappers whose personality shine through the bars. Like I really feel like, especially if you follow her like on the internet, like on social media, I feel like she acts like that. Like y'all just have to listen to a song to know what I'm talking about. But I really do like her as an artist. Like I personally listen to people because of who they are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like character matters when you listen to an artist, or at least it does for me. That's just my perspective. But yeah, so you know what, hold on. So look, she said, I'm from a city full of savages, the home of good weed, palm trees, and bad where men lie on their dick because they don't have sheesh. Like I ain't gonna lie, when I heard that I said, oh my god, like the whole Truffle Butter song, she ran it, and it's like she don't never take a breath, like never. Like she just runs straight through the beats. Like it's crazy to me. I feel like she the type of rapper that can rap about anything. Like she can rap about a honey bun and run it, like run the beat down, like crazy. But yeah, so that's actually my favorite song by her. My favorite song by her is Truffle Butter, so tap in. 27 Giovanni is up next. So all I got to say about him, honestly, is the punchline say it all. Like you know them type of rappers that he the type of rapper that just say crazy, like off the wall shit that'll make you just question your life at that point. Like literally question your own life, your own reality. Like I fuck him. Like he's silly. He be silly on the beat. But this man said, still in the hood, I never knew my granny sold crack. Like, how, baby, how you ain't know that? How you ain't know that? But nah, he really is a tough rapper though. He's silly. But my favorite song by him is between Trap Star or Mission Impossible. So tap in. So next up, I got One Up T. I feel like he's one of the most underrated Detroit rappers right now. I don't know. I feel like he just needs to drop more on top of that. But regardless, I feel like he spits real shit. Like literally just spits real shit. But he says it in like a real captivating way. Like once again, the bar say it all. Like he spits real shit though, like literally. And that's why I f him. But here we go. He said, see a classy working girl and don't even take her serious. So tell everybody on the period. You ain't hear him though. Y'all ain't hear him though. Like seriously, that's facts though. I feel like he talk about real shit. Like I respect rappers like that. My favorite song by him is Accountability. Tap in. Last but certainly not least is Anicia. Honestly, once again, doing it for the girlies. She's one of my favorite rappers right now, period. But the thing is, she's Caribou's friend, which is cool and fine. Caribou is actually another rapper that got signed by Lil Yachty. She used to be Lil Yachty's assistant, and she is now the first ever Concrete girl, which is tough. I commend her. I'm giving her flowers right now. Congratulations to her. She got signed back in like June or July. I love that for her, doing it for the girlies. And baby got bars, okay? Back, baby got bars, okay? She's tough, and I feel like she was even tough before she got signed. Like it didn't take her to get signed. Now Yachty ghostwriting for her. Like no, she was tough prior to that. I believe that, but I feel like because Anicia is Caribou's friend, like she's kind of getting overshadowed right now because you know all this press about Caribou, like how she got signed and everything. I feel like people are kind of overlooking her, but she's tough. Like she is tough, like bar for bar. Anicia could literally rap on any beat. Anicia could rap on a techno beat. Anicia could rap on a drill beat. Baby, Anicia could rap on Beethoven, the piano. Talk to her. Like I feel like she's really that type of rapper. Like, and that's funny because my favorite song by her is Refund. And that's like a techno, like, like that's a techno type beat type. So yeah, I with Anicia, tap in. Like, yeah, she definitely deserves her flowers right now, and I'm here to give them to her right now. So those are my top 5 underrated artists right now. Tap in. So that's all I have for music this week. I'm gonna pass it over to myself to get into sports. Sports has been a very, very heavy topic the last few days, if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, I'm not gonna hold you, like, sports, sheesh. Like, okay, so honestly, before I get into stats, 2023 has just really and truly and honestly been one of the worst years for the best teams, and it's really blowing me. Welcome to What's Your Perspective, where I don't mansplain sports. Back to it. I just really do think it's crazy how some of the top ranked teams are now at the bottom of the barrel, essentially. It's just like watching the skinny people from high school get big. Like, it's just painful to watch. The Patriots are having the worst season that they've had in 30 years. And just to put it in perspective for you, they're 3-10 right now. They're 3-10, and what are we? It's December. We like not even a month away from the playoffs, and they 3-10 right now. That's crazy. Along with that, UConn is also having the worst season they've had in the last 30 years. And I just really think that's crazy. But something I think that we should all be paying attention to is how lady sports is elevating so much. Like, the talent pool for women in sports, women in college, just women in sports, period, is crazy. But specifically lady hoops. Like, lady hoops right now is crazy. Like, I've never seen, just being honest, so many women like being really, really good. Like, being genuinely like tough. Like, it's really it's crazy to me, and I love it. Like, I love the fact that women and little girls finally have female representatives, female representatives in basketball to look up to, aside from like Lisa Leslie. It's amazing. And I remember being a kid, like being a little girl, and like not seeing, because I didn't come up in like the Lisa Leslie era. Like, I wasn't a kid in the 90s. Like, I think it's amazing. Ooh, Skylar Diggs. I was a little bit older. Regardless though, I think it's amazing the route that lady hoops is going in, women in sports is going in. Like, I think it's getting a lot more attention, and I feel like women are finally understanding that they can really do anything and do everything. Like, I love that. I also feel like it's inevitable for like UConn being one of the best college lady hoop teams. Like, I think it was inevitable for them to fall down in the ranks once the talent pool got wider, once the talent pool got better. Like, once good players came on the other teams, like LSU, South Carolina, Texas. Come on, like, seriously. I think there are a lot of teams out here that are way better than UConn is right now, and probably have been in previous years. It's just they weren't on the team. Like, the talent pool, like I mentioned before, wasn't that big. So honestly, it was inevitable. They just need to pick better, they need to give better offers to people, in the following years, so that, they have better teams, so that they will make a better team for themselves, build a better team for themselves. They just got to work on building that team back up, building their defense back up. Honestly, I hope everybody keeps working. I cannot wait to see like who wins championship, who wins the playoffs. I'm really, really grateful of the way that women in sports, the direction that women in sports is going in. So yeah, I hope everybody keeps working. Cool. So let's get into lady college basketball. First of all, shout out to South Carolina and UCLA for killing it this season. Top 2 records in the league right now. I don't know. I love to see the girls balling out. Like, honestly, I love to see the girls balling out. But yeah, also respect for Texas for climbing the ranks the past few weeks. So right now, I'm gonna just get into my top 5 lady college hoopers right now. So number 1, look. Honestly, baby girl averaged 31 points per game. and she just broke a record, like literally just broke a record, a 3,000 point record, and she literally didn't even know that she was about to break. Like, she literally came out in the press and said, until I watched ESPN, I didn't even know that I had accumulated almost 3,000 points during my whole 4-year college career. Like, I didn't know that. Which is, I don't know, I feel like that's such a humble thing for her to say. I like her as a player. I truly do. I like her as a player. And yeah. So yeah, she's number 1 right now on my list for sure. She's a college guard from Iowa, Caitlin Clark. Her stats are just insane. Like, she's been carrying her team for the last 4 years. Literally been carrying her team, and it shows. Like, it really, truly does show. Next up is the guard from UConn. I don't want to butcher her last name, but Paige Buchers. Her stats are crazy, but I do feel like the mock draft, like, she should have been a little, I don't know if that was numeral, like, order, but I do think that she could have been a little bit lower. Angel Reese does, like, her points per game are higher than hers, just being honest, but it's cool. She does her job. Next up is Angel Reese. Well, it should be reversed, but next up is Angel Reese. She goes to LSU. She's a forward. She averages like 18.9 points per game right now, which is tough. And she just came up from off the bench. She wasn't playing. And honestly, I love that she doesn't really respond. I don't know what the situation was, and I honestly don't care what the situation was with her and her teammate. But I feel like she does come to play. And I feel like she allows her talent to speak for herself. And that's what I love about players that are humble. That's what I love about players that are hungry and that are willing to show up and show out and don't care about the media. Even though she's literally in the limelight. Like, she's set records herself as well, just like Caitlin. I feel like those two are definitely front runners. But following that is going to be Camila Cardoso. She's a Brazilian center for South Carolina. She's a really, really high scoring center, which I like. She can shoot the skin off that. Like, I really, really like the fact that a lot of players today are very, very well-rounded players, no matter if they're guards, no matter if they're forwards, no matter if they're centers. Like, if you can play any position, like, I feel like that's what basketball is becoming right now. I feel like it's becoming just a league full of well-rounded players, and that's gonna look crazy in the future. Like, games are literally going to be able to go each and every way. So yeah, and then following that is Cameron Brink. She's the forward at Stanford. Like I said, like, just like the rest of these ladies, she could ball out. Love that, and her stats are crazy. She was also on the mock draft that ESPN posted, or that ESPN released. So yeah. And honestly, speaking of the mock draft, I saw the mock draft, and for the most part, I agree. But like I mentioned before, if that list was in numeral order, I feel like Angel Reese should be higher because her average points per game are higher than a lot of the rest of the young ladies on there that she's below, because she's like number 8. I feel like she at least deserves to be like number 3 or 4, especially because she's still playing really well, still starting, and she just got out of whatever situation she was in, to the point where she wasn't playing. So yeah, I definitely think that she should be a little bit higher. But regardless, I don't know, on top of that, she's made a bigger impact than half of those ladies have. Just drawing more attention to lady hoops. Now for men's hoops, I know I skipped like men's college basketball because I am about to literally just get into the NBA. But yeah, I know I skipped them. I don't know. I like watching lady hoops, and I like watching football. That's why I mentioned the Patriots. I don't know if I'm gonna cover. I'm not gonna cover. I might. It's just a lot, and I want to be able to fit everything in the pod without it being super duper long. So I'm gonna try to like rotate per week. Let me know what y'all think. Let's get into the NBA. The Celtics and the Timberwolves are up right now, and they killing it. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised to see the Nets at 12 and 9, and the Warriors at 10 and 12, which is it's crazy to me. I definitely would have thought that would have been higher in the ranks right now, especially at this point. But in the regular season, I feel like they're gonna show me different. They're gonna ball out, so I'm not gonna speak too soon. But yeah, and for the home team, the Pistons, I really do love y'all. I really do love y'all, but y'all need help. Shout out to Kay, Bojan, Ivy, and Duran for carrying the team, and you've been carrying the team for the last few years. I don't know what y'all need to do. I don't know if it's the coaching staff. I know y'all just got the coach from the Suns, but he still didn't win. Like, he still didn't win a ring. So I don't know what the Pistons thought they was doing with that. But baby, they like 2 and they have the worst record in the league right now. Like, it's really sad. It's really painful to watch. It's really painful to watch. But shout out to the Lions for doing great this season. Yeah. Also, shout out to Thompson for making the best of his rookie season on the Pistons right now. He's doing great. I feel like he's climbing the ranks. His average is 10.1 points per game. And hopefully the Pistons will start using him more creatively. I don't feel like they use him as much as they can. I don't feel like they use him as best as they can either. Especially because he's a rookie. Like, I understand people have to show themselves, but I don't know, with him not even getting that much play time, 10 points per game, I feel like is standard. Like, that's cool. But shout out to you for making your way, climbing in the ranks, regardless of how much time you're getting in. And also, I hope your brother gets well soon. Speaking of the Suns haven't had the best season, but Nurkic is going crazy. He played he played last Saturday with 31 points, 6 rebounds, 1 block in 33 minutes before falling out. It just gives what race is he? It gives a Bosnian Giannis. That's what he gives. He gives a Bosnian Giannis. Like, that baby ball out. Like, woo. I feel like all the European players have really been balling out lately. Like, but I think we also have to put it in a perspective. Like, the NBA is nothing to them. Like, it's nothing to them. The people on the block in Europe and in these other countries, they're fighting to get here. So they ball out so much harder than our boys probably do. But yeah, along with that, I'm not gonna lie, I like the Suns, and I like the Suns as a team. I like the Suns as an organization, and I really do still want to see the Suns get a ring. I hope they get a ring. I hope they win. They're not my favorite team, but I still hope they win. I feel like they have a good chance. You feel me? Even without CP3, everybody tries to say like CP3 is cursed. I don't feel like he's cursed. I actually love CP3, and I wish CP3 could have been there to get a ring with them. He really did have his chance, but I don't know. I do wish he could have been there with them to ball out with them, but I guess everything happens for a reason, you know? Yeah. Now for some new and upcoming talent. I watched the Pacers versus the Bucks game this past Thursday, and I'm not gonna hold you. Haliburton popped his 27 points and 15 assists. Baby went crazy, and I think he had I don't think he had any turnovers. Like, crazy. I don't think he had any turnovers. But yeah, I know he's not exactly a new player, but he has been popping his shit lately, and I definitely think that it shows. With him playing on this team, the difference in him playing with him being on the team shows. Like, it's Indiana. Like, come on. Regardless, I was watching his interviews on the sidelines, and I really do feel like he has something to prove. And he said that multiple times. Like, he's trying to prove that, you know, the underdogs, don't doubt the underdogs, essentially. and I love that for him. I definitely think that he's an MVP prospect. But overall, I also feel like the Pacers have been developing for the last few years, like I mentioned with him being on the team. And just the draft picks that they've made the last few years. They're the youngest team in the NBA right now. And I feel like it's showing with the momentum they have and proving to people that they could do this, they could win. Like, I feel like he's trying to contribute towards making them a household name. And I'm not gonna lie, my favorite part of that game was the beginning of the first half. Not the first half, the beginning of the first quarter, excuse me, when Turner dunked on Giannis. That was insane to me, and it was so humble. He did that, kept playing. Like, I don't know, it was tough to me. Like, I was like, what? But now they're on their way to a championship. You know, you gotta love the underdogs. So now let's get into my top 5 players to look out for right now. So this is in no specific order, but I am going to start with the youngest person in the NBA right now, which is Victor Wembanyama. If I butcher his last name, I'm sorry. But he's a center for the Spurs. Honestly, he can shoot the skin off that. Like, he can shoot the skin off the ball. And as somebody that's 7'2", that's crazy. Like, that's something Shaq couldn't even do. Can't even do. But regardless, he's the youngest player in the NBA right now with 20 points and 20 rebounds in his recent game as a rookie. Like, dog made history, and he's not even a year in right now. He's 19 years old, once again, averaging 19 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. It's crazy stats, and he's not even getting in. Like, he don't even have crazy amounts of playtime. Like, just being honest, like, he don't have no dumb amount of playtime, but he's still making an impact. But something that I don't like about Victor getting all this attention is like hate. So, and this specific people he's receiving hate from. So he's getting hate from the greats. Cough, cough, Shaq. Like, and that's crazy to me. I would have never thought he would have got hate from Shaq. Because I just feel like he's getting hate from Shaq because he's doing things that Shaq knows he could never do. And he's hating on these well-rounded players that are coming up right now. Like, he can be a guard, not just a big man. Like, Victor is not just a big man, and that's the thing. And he's really proving himself right now to be a universal player. And that's why he's my top 5 players right now. My personal top 5 in the league. Okay, yeah. So next up is a player that I've been watching since his days at Kentucky. Shout out to my granny. I love you, Betty. The fastest player in the NBA, Mr. Swiper, De'Aaron Fox, point guard for the Sacramento Kings. Honestly, I feel like he speaks for himself. Once again, he's the fastest player in the NBA. Whenever he plays, the Kings average the most points in the NBA. Coincidence? I think not. He's one of the best guards in the league right now. And in the regular season, he averages 30.5 points, 4 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. I just feel like he truly does carry the Kings offensively. And when he's not playing, it shows. Like, it truly does show. So that's why he's in my top 5. Up next is Luka. He's having right now. And like I said before, these European players are having it right now. So he is a shooting guard for the Dallas Mavericks. And in the regular season, he averages 31.8 points per game, 8.6 assists, and 8.3 rebounds. So, once again, Luka is one of the greatest European players in history. Like, that's my perspective on Luka. He is one of the greats, and he's going to go down as one of the greats. And that was proven literally yesterday. He broke a record. He had a triple-double in 20 minutes. He made history. He's the first player in the NBA to have 25 points, to have a 25-point triple-double in the first half. Crazy. And he also he put up 40 in that game, so he went crazy against Utah. Went dumb in that game. And honestly, once again, with that hate, I feel like he's starting to piss them boys off because once again, he's European. So in this instance, he's white. He's a white European. And, you know, everybody black for the most part grows up like, oh, white boys can't jump. I feel like that's the mentality that some of these boys have. I saw in the media that I saw in the media the other day that he got into it with one of the players. I don't really remember who it was. But the funny thing is, in the video that I saw, Luka just walked away. And literally walked away laughing like they was mad. I think because he said, you're mad because you're getting beat. And they probably are mad because they're getting beat. Yeah, for one. But they're probably even more mad that they're getting beat by a white boy. Like, that be the thing. Because white boys usually cannot jump. So, yeah. Yeah, I feel like he's getting a lot of hate right now. But look, hey. The greats always get the most hate. So, it's cool. It's cool. Shake it off. You know what I mean? So next up is one of the best power forwards doing it right now, AD. Okay, Anthony Davis. Honestly, he's the reason that the Lakers won the in-season tournament. I'm sorry, because LeBron cannot keep holding this team up by himself. Sorry. But honestly, he left that game with 41 points, 20 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Tough. And that was in 41 minutes. This man made a point for every minute he was in the game. That's crazy to me. Like, he really did. He's having it right now. But he's an amazing shot blocker, and I feel like he's also an all-around universal player. Like, he's just a very well-rounded player. And last but not least is my personal favorite player, KD. Kevin Durant, he's a forward for the Brooklyn Nets. And Mr. Slim Reaper, when he's healthy, hear me, like I said, when he's healthy, balls out. So, he's best pick and roll in the league, best ball handler in the league, and he averages the most points per possession. So, I just feel like every team he's on, he always tends to carry that team. He's top 5, and he's not 5, or 4, or 3, or 2. KD's that one. But, you know, that's just my perspective. So, those are my top 5 NBA players right now. Look, that's just my perspective. If I'm wrong, let me know something. Comment below. Because I don't think anybody is with the players that I mentioned right now, today. Nobody's topping them. And if you say LeBron, be for real. So that's all I got for y'all today. Like, comment, subscribe if y'all want more. That concludes this episode of the What's Your Perspective podcast. What's your perspective?